Welcome back, Rainbow OMG Tribe. We are back from our little mini holiday, and whoa, I was not expecting that much change. And, I always just reiterate with myself, universe, I'm open to the flow. And the hardest thing to do is take your own advice sometimes, and that's exactly what I've been dealing with. And so, yeah, there was a lot of it was a little holiday away where Ev got to play music and nourish that part of his soul that really lights him up. And I did some deep contemplation while walking down the beach with the kids, and just kind of reflection. And there was a lot of I didn't know I was feeling restricted or constricted, and I just had a lot of tight muscles, and no matter how much I stretched, I was just still feeling this sore spot in my back. And last week I had dental work, and so I just had all of these really intense vibrations and migraines going on all last week. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster the last 2 weeks, I would say, which is why I haven't posted a video. But yeah, a lot of deep contemplation, a lot of vacancy in my mind. I literally just wandered down the beach for 2 hours and then turned around and saw a storm coming in. So here I am running down the beach with a baby in a backpack and dragging a 6-year-old, and got to the car just in time. And as we got in the car, it just started to sprinkle rain, and I thought, how is that? The universe really does have divine timing worked out for you. And I do believe that I'm going through exactly what I need to be going through. And so, yeah, it was a short trip with a lot of big emotions. And today, we got home late last night, and today we are just integrating and processing those emotions, because it's one thing to have revelations, but if you're not digesting and integrating those emotions, then they're just it compounds on itself of undigested feelings and undigested emotions and undigested food and indigestion, and that just leads to chronic illness and chronic sickness, and that's kind of what we're not about. And so, yeah, it was just a lot of introspection, and there were times where I just couldn't shake this heavy energy, and I thought, I'm not trying to get rid of this, I just need to sit with it. And so I walked along the river, and I just said, I don't know what to do with this anymore. I don't know what to do with this energy and how I feel about things. And the universe just said, relax. Just be in the sunshine and stretch and relax. And so I just stopped right there in the park, and William went and played on some playground equipment. I put the baby on the grass, I took my shoes off, I did some yoga, some just really deep grounding and deep breathing, and just let it flow through me. And you know what, that was the most magical thing, is when I felt the most stuck and I just fully surrendered, I don't know what to do anymore, the universe just said, do what you always do. And for the first time in a long time, I was doing, some very deep yogic poses, and I didn't feel contracted. I didn't feel contracted muscles. I didn't feel contracted emotions. I didn't feel stuck anymore. And it was at that moment where I just felt like I was gonna break down and cry, because I just am in this, total, I don't know what's happening. My life is going through a massive transition. And I welcome that. And so, yeah, growth is uncomfortable, and sometimes we're just stuck in our happy little comfort zone. And this is what I've noticed, is that even when I'm painting, it's the exact same repetition. I will get so far in flow mode, and then I just come to this point where I'm either trying to rush the brush stroke or I'm trying to force what comes next. And that's when I know I need to just stop and walk away. And I think in there's been a lot of things in our life lately where we've been trying and trying and trying, and it just feels like this uphill battle, and we've been trying way too hard. And there was a lot of really deep spiritual messages that came through for both Ev and I while we were away. And so today we just spent the day gardening and integrating those kind of navigating those emotions in our next move, and kind of what comes next for the evolution of us and our business and our family. And yeah, we're evolving, and it's not like, that's a natural thing, is to move from one state into another. If you are stuck in one state, you're stagnant, and what happens to stagnant water? It starts to turn decay. And so I welcome the growth, but it was like the last couple weeks have been a massive wave going out to sea, and then an enormous wave crashing back down. And I am so grateful for all of the clarity that has come. And it was funny because I was talking to my girlfriend before we left, and I just had like all of these really fiery emotions coming through me, and we were on the topic of gongs, and I've been wanting a gong for so damn long, and doing my research into where to get them and blah 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 blah. And I honestly thought, like, there's a good chance I actually just might buy a gong on this trip. And instead I just let go of my, like, I didn't have expectations, because expectations always let you down. I got really excited because I said, I feel like the universe is gonna bring me something. I want the universe to guide my direction. I'm not gonna force the gong issue. I will be guided into where to go and what to do, whether that's instrumentally, or keep going with my yoga, or keep running our plant, Rainbow OMG, and making medicine and all that. And I said, I feel really excited to see where the universe is gonna land us. And I just feel like this whole trip was an absolute gong show. There was so much just parental like drama with like kids eating gumballs and not digesting them, and just like big emotions and letting go of everything. And I think that's been like one underlying message for me, has been like, it's hard because I feel like a big part of our purpose here is to be more involved in the world but less attached to it. And so coming home, I just feel this huge urge to purge a lot of stuff that I've been holding on to, and that's like physical objects, and that's like spiritual things I've been holding on to. And so I just feel this big cleansing happening in my life, where I am no longer living from that poverty mentality of like, I want, I need, I'll take any little, anything I can get. And I'm just kind of turned a chapter in my life where I'm like, that no longer serves me. That mentality is poverty thinking, and that might be ancestral, and that might just be from my childhood or my conditioning. But needless to say, there is an absolutely enormous chapter turning in our lives and our business and our family, and we welcome it and embrace it. But sometimes when you're in the thick of it, you can't see what's going on. And so going away allows you to step away and come back with some fresh perspective on things and clarity. And yeah, it's exciting, and it's big changes, and it's I just fully trust and surrender to what the universe has in store for us. But yeah, today we just spent the day kind of digesting all of those emotions of what we were going through and feeling. And it's so funny because no matter what happens in my life, I find that whether I'm frustrated and pissed off, I'm making a garden bed, or whether I'm integrating deep spiritual lessons, I'm making a garden bed, or whether I, just like, welcoming the next chapter of my life, I am making a garden bed. And I found that that's how I like actually physically cope with my emotions, is like, if I'm pissed off, I will shovel out 10 meters of mulch and make a new garden bed. If I'm excited about the future, I am laying down egg cartons and making a new garden bed. If I'm trying to ground myself and integrate and really let the messages and emotions coerce through me, I'm planting a garden bed. It's just, it's what I love doing more than anything in the world. Growing medicinal flowers, being with my family, and helping others find ways to use medicinal plants and food. And I think that it's really important in this time to have your foods shored up and your medicines growing in your garden and foods that you can forage and pick and know how to use these plants as your medicine. But yeah, so whew, it was a big trip away. I am feeling so grateful for everything that happened, and I feel clarity like tenfold. I thought I felt clear before, but goddamn was I wrong. I feel clarity on another level, and I think just going away gave me that perspective to step away from the canvas and the tapestry. I was getting caught up in the details and not looking at the bigger picture, and going away gave me a chance to look at the bigger picture. And now I can come back and go, okay, now I know what we're working towards. Now I know, our direction and everything that's going to be unfolding for us in the next year or 2 or 3, who knows. And the universe likes to throw in a curveball here and there. So yeah, we're glad to be back on the horse. We're glad to be back on our home ground, and we're glad to be back in the garden, and we hope to be back making more regular videos. And sorry for the little pause, but it was kind of an epic, started with dental work, then impromptu trips away, and then the universe just had a way with us. So we are glad to be back. We're glad that you guys are back with us. If you're feeling like you're stuck in the thick of it and you don't know what your next move is or what to do next, step away, go for a walk down the beach, get vacant, go for a walk in the forest, be open, listen to the little things that keep doing a little repetitive loop in your head. That's one thing that me and my husband found while we were away, is whenever we asked for guidance from the universe, these little pearls of wisdom would come through to us and just kind of like a record on repeat, just keep playing in our mind. And it's our job to kind of decipher those nuggets of wisdom and integrate them into our life. And so we are glad to be back and feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, and we're excited to share more of our journey with you guys. So until next time, we will be busy planting gardens, planning our next move. We are in ferment season, so we've got like ferments going on like crazy at the moment. We've got all of our winter seedlings coming up. We are propagating more medicinal plants. I've got elderberry propagating. I cut back all my lemon balm. I am at the point in our garden now where I can start taking clippings of different trees and propagating figs and bananas, and I've got some fruit trees to plant at my neighbors. And so we're busy always, but thanks for being with us, tribe, and thanks for hanging in there. Until next time, keep growing the goodness. It is just humans are fucking comical, okay? Like, we have all of this wisdom to give and goodness to preach, and then when it comes to like rubber hitting the road in our own lives, we're like, yeah, fuck man, that guy doesn't value himself enough. And then here's us like, a few months later, shit, do I value myself enough? And like, I have to laugh at myself, because there's like moments where I'm like, if life is handing you setback after setback, maybe there's a good chance it's pushing you in a new direction. Here's me like also going through setback after setback, and I'm like, what is wrong? Like, why can't I move forward? And the universe just, like, I swear to God, like, God's just sitting up there gagging himself, laughing at us. Like, humans are bloody hilarious. Yeah, it is like, it's one thing to talk the walk, but to walk your own walk is hard sometimes. And it's also totally freaking comical most times, because you're just like, everything that you're kind of like, you know, poking shit and judging other people for, like, that is something I've learned so hardcore in the last couple of years, is like, I have literally become everything that I used to like poke shit at and hang shit on. And now I'm like, there's no judgment, man, no judgment. You know, but it's true. You know, me and my husband often are like, they don't value themselves enough, and here's us also like, well, shit, maybe we don't like value ourselves enough, or maybe we deserve better, or maybe we deserve more. Like, oh man, it's just, life is actually just one huge comedy. I've learned that. Yeah, just just laugh at yourself, laugh at the process, just laugh at it all, right? Like, that's all you can do. Is laughter is the best medicine, and there's a reason why that's probably a good saying that has stood the test of time. Yeah, just laugh at yourself, laugh it off, don't be too serious. If you're too serious, you know, you're just taking life way too serious. And yeah, relax, let your hair hang down, baby. But yeah, so lesson has just been one lesson after the next for the last couple weeks. You know, even with like when I had my dental work done, it's like my expectation was like, oh my god, I hate dental work, traumatized from it, and my expectation let me down. Like, my expectation was way worse than the actual dental procedure, and I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. And then comes the next lesson where it was like, oh yeah, the numbing's working great, I feel wonderful, that was the best dentist appointment of my life. And then like I get a week of migraines, and I'm like, just because you have an instant numbing solution doesn't mean that the rest of your whole body feels the vibrations afterwards. And like, how many of us, you know, just are so happy to numb ourselves from, you know, whatever we're going through in our life. You know, we all have something we numb ourselves with. And yeah, it's just one of those hilarious things again of like, yeah, it's not that bad. And then, you know, like, for the rest of the week you're just in the trenches because with like migraines and like tender jaw and, you know, temple, and it's like, yep, so temporary numbing doesn't fix the problem. So I'm just kind of like having a comical laugh at myself right now, and just integrating it all, and yeah, laughing it off, quite literally. The lessons come hard and fast, and all you can do is just your best to keep up with them and try not to take anything too seriously, including yourself. And just like, that's even a good lesson in itself. That which you judge is probably like, you're gonna become that in the next year. So just like, don't be a judgy bitch to anybody. If you're gonna be a judgy bitch, be a judgy bitch to yourself. Yeah, just having a real moment with myself where I'm like, just laughing at the integration of all the information, and here's me saying people don't value themselves enough, and here's also me laughing at myself going, shit, maybe I don't value myself enough. Anyways, all part of the human learning process, you know. Why else do we incarnate multiple times? So we can learn to not be judgmental of anybody. And yeah, you know, like, we're all on our own learning journey, and you shouldn't judge anybody, because, you know, that guru, that wisdom keeper was probably in the same place you were 10, 20, 30 years ago. So have compassion for yourself, have compassion for others, laugh at it all. I mean, it's all part of the process. But yeah, enjoy, folks. Part of my like revelation and learning curve in the last, I don't know, couple weeks, 2 weeks, has been that I haven't been very clear with my own wants and needs and desires. And actually, in journaling, I found that all the wants and needs and desires I have, they're going to take some serious work, man. And, it's like, I want to be surrounded by good people who make me laugh, who bring joy to my life. I want to live in a place where where it's relaxing for me and my family to be. I want to be near people who share similar values and, I just have the same desire to see a beautiful future as I do and raise our children in, whichever way we please. But like, I was really like, oh shit, I don't have like my wants, my needs, or my desires. Like that kind of just missed that part. Just got swept up in being in love and having little babies. So yeah, like, I'm going through a massive transition in my life where I'm getting clear on my boundaries and what is acceptable and what is absolutely not acceptable. And, what I want in my life, what I need in my life to live a happy life, and what I desire to inspire with my life, inspire and aspire to with my life. And yeah, I need to be around people who bring joy to my life, who make me laugh, who want to be around me, who, and I want to be in an environment where it's clean and pristine and I don't have to worry about whether I can go outside today or not because the tractor at the end of the street's been spraying. So, there's transitions are not easy and I've got a lot of work to do, but I just came to this realization, like, I don't want my entire life and life mission to be one fucking uphill battle after next. That is just shit. I'm done fighting. Like, I've put down my weapons. I'm walking away. Like, I'm done fighting for, making the world a better place. Like, if you can't get on that train yourself, well, you've got work to do. But one of the things that came through over the weekend was like, I need to get really clear about who I surround myself with, what I surround myself with, what my wants and needs and desires are in my life, and how can I take a step or two each day to actively move myself and my family towards those goals. And that's really important too, because if you try and do it all in one hit, like, you just kind of get overwhelmed and you want to curl up in a ball and cry and like, it seems so far away. But if you chip a little bit at it every day, if it means decluttering your house, getting rid of things, you just like, and this is something that I learned when I was mountain biking, is that instead of looking at the enormous mountain ahead of you, you just look 1 foot in front of your front wheel. And then you go, okay, I'm just going to make it to that stone. I'm just going to make it to that stick. I'm just going to make it to that next marker. And that's what every day is just a little daily progress towards where you want to be and the life you want to be living. Don't look at the whole freaking mountain or you're going to get overwhelmed and get off your bike and just totally have a meltdown. But just do one thing or two things every day, 2 little steps in the right direction to keep moving you forward towards your wants and needs and desires. Because ultimately life is about living the most joyful, beautiful, happy, abundant expression possible. And if you're not feeling those things in your life, then that's a good sign that you are not clear on your wants, needs, or desires. And self-work is not easy, man. But I just got swept up in being in love and having my beautiful babies, and that was the most important thing to me for a very long time. But now that my beautiful children are here and I'm still madly in love with my husband, our trajectory is changing, and that's okay. It's forcing us into the life we want to live, and it's purifying us, you know, after everything we've been through in the last 7 years together. Is like, well, that's literally gone. We've literally been to hell and back, so now it's time to start living our heaven on earth. And it purified us. It's like gold, you know, you got to burn off the impurities, and sometimes it takes a really hot fire to burn off impurities, right? Well, that's what the last 7 years have been for us. So we are just actively moving towards and looking towards our future with a fresh perspective and getting clarity with ourselves and with our goals and our, yeah, we're evolving. We'll just say that much. Oh, wishing you all health, wealth, happiness, and abundance. Until next time, folks, stay well.